Chris Brown is out here crushing hard because he can't handle the fact that his ex, Karrueche Tran, has moved on to a new man, Deion Sanders. That's right, folks. Karrueche was recently spotted getting cozy with Deion, and it's sparking all kinds of rumors that she's his new boo. Now, age gap aside, Karrueche is 36 and Deion is 57. It looks like she's living her best life after all the drama Chris Brown put her through. And honestly, good for her. But here's where it gets messy. Sources are saying Chris is still down bad for Karrueche. Seeing her with someone new is driving him up the wall. Recently, the gossip mill started churning when Chris was spotted looking a little too emotional about Karrueche's new romance. Like, buddy, you had your chance. Karrueche is an Emmy-winning actress, model, and TV host known for her role as Vivian Johnson on The Bay, and Deion, he's a football legend turned head coach of Colorado Buffaloes. Talk about a power couple. But here's the kicker, Deion's got some baggage. He's a father of 5 from 2 different relationships, and some fans are raising eyebrows about the age difference and his past. Is he really the right guy for Karrueche? Meanwhile, Chris Brown is reportedly bawling his eyes out, realizing he might never find another woman like her. And let's not forget, they broke up nearly 10 years ago because Chris Brown couldn't keep it in his pants. Other artists have caught on to this and have used Karrueche as a punchline to diss him. Just last year, Chris and Quavo had a little beef and it got spicy. Chris started it all in his track Freak from his album 1111, where he rapped about his past with Karrueche, clearly feeling some type of way about Quavo messing with her. And Quavo didn't hold back in his response track, Tender. He called Chris out for his history of violence against women and even bragged about picking up the pieces after Chris fumbled Karrueche. He rapped, "You did the B wrong and now the B gone." She posted with a thug, "Call the B phone. She won't come home." And honestly, Quavo wasn't lying. Around the time Chris and Karrueche split for good, rumors flew about him putting his hands on her. And no one wants to forget the history between Chris and Rihanna that led to so much drama. For some context, Chris and Karrueche started dating back in 2011 after they met at one of her styling gigs. They kept it on the down low at first because Chris was still dealing with the fallout from his infamous 2009 incident with Rihanna. But when they finally went public, it seemed like everything was fine until Rihanna came back into the picture in 2012. Things got messy fast. Rihanna and Chris collaborated on some tracks, which reignited old flames and sent Karrueche spiraling. The drama escalated when Chris got into a physical fight with Drake over Rihanna, and despite all that chaos, he was still with Karrueche. But eventually, Chris couldn't keep juggling both women. He claimed he loved Karrueche but didn't want to hurt her with his friendship with Rihanna. Can you believe the audacity? After all the embarrassing moments and public spurts, he was the one to pull the plug on their relationship. So Chris Brown and Karrueche Tran's relationship has been a rollercoaster ride, to say the least. They broke up in 2013, but guess what? Within a month, they were back together, living under one roof. Talk about a recipe for disaster. It all went downhill when Chris went to rehab and ended up having an affair with a staff member, which landed him back in jail. But here's the kicker, Karrueche dumped him. However, it didn't take long for her to run back, even supporting him in court. In a heartfelt interview with Keke Palmer, Karrueche opened up about how that love triangle with Rihanna hurt her deeply. She described the challenges of dating a celebrity and how everyone was watching her every move. Fast forward to Halloween 2014 and Chris and Karrueche were back at it, rocking matching costumes. But then Chris went off on the host of The Real when they questioned Karrueche's decision to stay with him. He called Adrian Bailon a truth mouth B and even teased Tamar Bergsten. But just a month later, he shocked fans by announcing he was single during a radio interview. Chris later explained on Instagram that he felt hurt after being locked up and only getting one visit from Karrueche while she was out living her best life. But hold up, fans weren't buying it. Many felt Chris was being a hypocrite because he was doing the same thing to Karrueche with Rihanna. Then came the bombshell. Chris announced he had a daughter, Royalty, with the model Nina Guzman, and Karrueche found out about it on Instagram, just like the rest of us. This was the last straw, and she finally broke things all for good, tweeting, "One can only take so much. Best of luck, Chris and his family." While Karrueche moved on, focusing on a career, Chris couldn't let go. He started stalking her and causing drama whenever he saw her with a new man. In 2015, he even had the audacity to publicly attack her for speaking about him in interviews. Karrueche wasn't having it. She clapped back hard, telling him to man up and change his toxic ways. The drama escalated when Karrueche sought a restraining order against Chris, claiming he threatened her life and even recounted past incidents of physical abuse. Fast forward to 2023, and it seems Chris is still thirsting after her. After a 5-year restraining order ended, he was liking her pictures like nothing ever happened. And let's not forget that song he dropped called Residual, where he wears a red bandana during performances. Fans speculate it's an ode to Karrueche. So, what are your thoughts on this wild drama? Is Chris just doing too much, or should he apply more pressure to win Karrueche back? Let me know in the comments below.